Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Forza Horizon 4. Once again, glorious 4K and glorious 60 frames per second. But this video is to see what it's all about, what all the fuss is about. In my mind, we got a really great open world racing game here. But if you haven't played the previous parts, maybe you don't have an Xbox or didn't play Horizon 3 or Motorsport 7 on the PC, you don't know what it's about. So we got a massive open world, this time set in the UK.
Turn right.
And I think there are parts of Scotland, or well,
turn around
that look
when
a
it
bit
is
like
safe to do
that.
so.
Let's say it like that. And what you're gonna do is basically you drive around, you have lots and lots of stuff to do. I'm driving in totally the wrong direction, but doesn't matter. I can still turn around. That's the whole thing. I can go what I want to go, where I want to go, and I can do what I want to do. Lots of different race types here. I'm on my way to a, I think, cross-country race.
In 200 meters,
but
turn sharp right.
Yes, this is navigation. Let me show you the map. Lots of stuff to do. I'm on level 20 or a little bit above 28 or something, where you unlock most of the events. And as you can see, different colors, dirt racing mean different types of races. The clue this time is every time you drive a certain type of race, street race for example, or road racing series, or the country or cross-country races, you advance in level on that type of race and you unlock those type of races again. I mean, if you only want to do street races, then you only play the street races and you will get more of those, which is very handy. In the past, you unlocked the races all together and you always got all sorts of races at once. Not sure anyone just want to do one type of race, but for those people who don't like off-road races, for example, you have the choice to avoid those. I'm on my way to a cross-country race and I will just take you along there. You can enjoy the graphics, and afterwards we're gonna take a look at the garage and maybe even some tuning and customizing options. Or I do this in the next video, not sure yet. I'll see how long this takes. Here in my Lotus Esprit S1, actually from the James Bond car package, which kind of fits if it's set in England. Lots of different Jags and Aston Martins in there, but also oddities like the Citroën 2CV. So yes, this doesn't go very fast so far. You can upgrade and tune your cars all to your liking. The handling is not exactly sim racing, especially not in the Horizon series. Even the Forza Motorsport series are more handled like a simcade game. And that's okay for me. I don't have to have it too hardcore. I can drive this really good. I'm driving on mostly all the settings turned off, so no ABS, no traction control, but I'm still using the automatic transmission since I'm just too lazy to shift all the time.
Turn left.
Thank you, mobile. And yes, for the realism part, they made a lot of compromises to make it more fun. So for example, if you have a cobblestone wall or stone wall here, you can just plow through it. You will lose speed quite a lot actually, but you will not get suddenly stopped. There are certain trees who will stop you, like the big one here on the right, but lots of scenery will not. And another big thing about the game, which I cannot show you right now, is look at the water, nice. Also dirt. Another big thing about Horizon 4 is you have seasons now. So this is summer, everything's fine. No snow, not a lot of rain. Spring and autumn, yes, more rain, wet, leaves fall, stuff like that. And winter, of course, everything's full of snow. That's rather easy to guess. Changes the handling of the car and the courses and everything.
Turn right.
So that makes quite a big difference and differentiates the game from the predecessors quite a lot, since there were no seasons there, and therefore, well, you know, just the same all over again. And this time you can
You have arrived at your
at least change the visuals of the whole scenery. I think once a week it is where the time shifts. And here we are at the event where I went to. Oh, that's the Spectre event. So I can drive the Aston Martin DB10 from the movie.
My team should have updated your schedule for this summer championship. Have fun out there.
There are timed events. Oh, and I don't even have a car. So let's just buy that thing. I guess it's free anyway since I have the car pass. Yes, you can choose designs from all the players who allowed people to choose there. So you share your design if you build one, and then you can just say, oh, that looks good, so I will put that on my car. I will not do that. I will just give it a plain color. You will see why later. I just like to have my cars in a unified design. I love all those reflection on the car, on the lights, on all the surfaces. It just looks great. I'm driving on the Ultra surface, yes, on the Ultra preset here. And it's running butter smooth. I'm not quite there to fiddle around with the graphic settings manually so far. I was just too lazy and wanted to start playing. So I just set it to Ultra and let the automatic dynamic scaler do the work for me. And they are... wow, that is an interesting track. Guess I have to focus a little bit when I play. But that's always the thing with talking and racing at the same time. It's 3 laps, okay? Let's see if I can catch them again here. They're all in a unified design. Kind of sticking out here. Normally they should have player designs on them as well. That will not go well. We can also just act like that never happened and turn back time, which interestingly also works in multiplayer. Not in multiplayer races as far as I'm aware, but in co-op races. The problem is, if you turn back the time, it turns back for you, but the other cars will just go ahead, which makes it kind of pointless, you could say. Oh, and look at those up there. They're just leaving me behind. Yeah, this will need some tuning, which gives me a good opportunity to show you how that part of the game works in simple style. I will not go through the whole what does what process just now, but should give you a chance to take a look at it at least. Also, if you have friends on the Xbox, they will appear as drivers, or drivatars as they are called here, in your game. If they play the game themselves, the game will learn their way of handling and driving, and it will not make it look like you're racing a real enemy. We are not that fine, but it at least gives a certain impression. Okay, and as you can see, that did not work out as well. So what we're gonna do, we just hop out of the event, drive back to the house, or the festival, give that car a little work over, and then we come back and have our revenge. I will just jump to the festival to save us some time. And then give you a quick show at what the design editor can do. This is basically one of those editors where you can apply decals to your car. You cannot import, sadly, any JPEGs or pictures otherwise, even if it's on the PC now, and I don't think there has been a hack for that that does that. You can create yourself vinyl groups like the ones I have here, which are basically stickers that you created yourself and that you can just put on the car every time you edit one. So let me do this quickly here. I kind of did this to like few hundred cars by now, so that works rather well and gives my cars a unified look. As I said, I like this. So, looks more or less the same, and that was quick and easy. Save to the car. This goes online, so it takes some time. And then we just need to put the color on the wheels. Done is the unified design. You can also just paint several parts like the hoods or the mirrors. Not several. You can paint the parts themselves. So let's go to the upgrade part. As you can see in the top middle it says S1 814. That's the class of the car as it is right now. There are different classes ranging from D, C, B, A and so on over to S and the racing class. And everything that you change has an influence on how the car is rated. So for example, oh interesting, stock bumpers, rally bumpers and the drift bumpers and no normal bumpers. For example, if I put better wheels on it or if I just make the car lighter, you will see the power index go up. Everything on horsepower sides also increases that. Basically everything that makes the car better increases the power index, so that you cannot tune your car to a certain level and then get have an advantage over other players. The rating, I'm pretty sure you can discuss about if it works or not. I've read several things about horsepower having too little influence on the power index, while handling has a huge influence on the index. This is up for discussion and probably not the right thing for me to decide here and now on the spot. Let's make the rims a little bit higher. There we go. Let's see if we can change anything else. Here we can put spoilers on it, which reduces the top speed and also increases the traction. Do I want this? Costs me quite a lot of speed. Okay, we will try it. So we changed the transmission, we changed the brakes. We cannot change the brakes. Okay, so they will stay like that. And now we are at 866. At 900 is S2, so we'll just put some more horsepower into it until we reach the part where it would become S2, and then we just stop right in front of that. 899, okay, getting close. 902, too much. So now we just find something that added 2 points, take it out, and then we can add some small things that only increase the weight or reduce the weight, which would give me a slight increase in performance index. For example, these are just 2 kilos, which would me bring over to 901. We leave this out and we sit right at 900. So yes, this costs quite a lot, but you also get a lot. So let's tune this a little bit, but just a little, since we don't have that much time. This goes 336 kilometers. That's fast, but it's also S1. We just leave it like that as it is. Let's see, did we change anything else? I could give it off-road suspension for that track, but let's not bore you with that stuff. Oh look, night. So, where was that race? It was this one? No, we started at the quarry, so it was this one. Okay, let's go.
In 200 meters, turn left.
Let's see how this performs
Turn
now.
left. 400 meters, turn right. Turn right. Turn
Will
left.
not take the road. Not in a James Bond car. Quite a lot of details in the graphics this time. For example, the... Oh, yeah, that's James Bond style. Although I think it controlled the barrel roll to let me land on my feet. That is very nice. If you look closely at the headlights,
Recalculating route.
it shines further to the left as it should when you drive on the English roads. Which is a very nice
You have
detail.
arrived at your
So,
destination.
let's see how it works this time. So, let's try this again. And yes, you can fiddle around with the parts, with the car's tuning as much as you want. This will not influence the power index. Oh, what are you guys doing? It's only the parts that matter in the end. So you can totally make your car horrible to drive and slow and everything. It will not have an influence on your performance index. But you can also, on the other hand, tune your car really, really well. Or, for example, you can download a tuning setup from the community. If you know a person of trust, or you just try out random tuning setups from other people, and you might get very lucky. That did not help though. So much for getting lucky. Let's go back a little bit further. Do a straight jump here. Which this guy obviously doesn't want me to do. Come on! I'm on a record here. You know, everyone's seeing you. And he goes on and takes second place. Okay. That's already a James Bond scenario, so they are all the enemies. And the jump obviously slows you down quite a lot. Look at that, it's Super GT. If you haven't heard of him, then look him up. He does quite a lot of Forza content. Also plays for over 10 years by now. And I basically added him to have his driver tag give me a hard time, and that seems to work perfectly. And I don't really like this bit of the track here. Not at all. Especially not in a car like this. You could add... Ugh. That's a way to overtake. You could add off-road suspension and off-road tires. He doesn't take the jump this time. Which is bad for me, considering it normally slows them down quite a lot. Maybe I should make a James Bond move here. Oh yeah, right, the NPCs don't have to drive through the checkpoint. Which is kinda mean, but also kinda fair, since player characters can be bitches. Also, don't push people out when you're playing multiplayer. That is rude and unnecessarily annoying. You don't want that to happen to you, so don't do it yourself. Ah, trees. See if we can make it through the last meters. No, we cannot. They just take this part with more speed than I do. Yeah, that looks half good. The landing is not very good. It always keeps... My back always sticks out. Sounds wrong, but that's how it is. And there we go. Dirty race, but, well, you know what it's about. You can make the game much more easy, but I'm kinda on a little bit of a higher difficulty setting by now. So if you keep it normal, the opponents are quite easy to beat. And if not, you just turn on some driving helps, maybe ABS, maybe traction control. Maybe I should use something.
So it turns out that there's a drift club nearby that goes by the name of, well, Drift Club. Spoke to the lead guy, Robert Glenn. You should have seen his face when I told him I knew you. He's keen to meet you, wants to see what you can do behind the wheel.
Are you done talking? Thank you. Yes, and as you can see, so much to do. We will see more of that in the next episode. So, showed you how to customize a car, bought a car, well, that's already something. I might just do the next video without any commentary. So if you see the next ones that has the speech bubble in the thumbnail crossed out, you know that this is just basically sightseeing for you. And maybe it's better even if you don't constantly talk. Lots of beautiful graphics ahead of us. I'm looking forward to uploading some more. I just didn't want to start with a random drive-by without any reason. In the next video you will see a Forza-thon live. I might explain this in the description already, but this is basically a live event where you have to do stuff with other people. Maybe I comment over it. We'll see. For now, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you on the next video. Bye bye.